Have you ever felt out of place in a crowd, as if an invisible force was pushing you away from the superficialities of everyday life, guiding you towards a deeper truth? Imagine possessing a light so bright, so intense, that its mere presence destabilizes the environment around you, revealing hidden layers of reality that few dare to explore. This is the world of the chosen ones, beings touched by a profound connection with the universe, whose energy not only illuminates but also penetrates, awakening dormant fears and desires in others. Over the next few minutes, we'll unravel the mystery behind the loneliness of the chosen ones, exploring why their journey is inevitably marked by solitude, despite their intense search for authentic connections. What does it really mean to be a chosen one in a world that craves depth, but recoils at its touch? Why do their attempts to forge genuine connections often result in isolation? And how does this paradoxical reality shape their perception of themselves and those around them? As we delve into the existence of the chosen ones, we will discover how their typical intensity and search for a greater purpose place them on a different spectrum from the majority, forcing them to face not only the challenge of isolation, but also the beauty of a unique journey. Welcome to the Cosmic Enigma channel. Reflecting on the nature of the chosen ones takes us to a fertile ground of introspection and recognition of the uniqueness that each being carries. These individuals, marked by the intensity of their essence and the depth of their souls, live in a world that, although it yearns for authenticity, often shrinks from true depth. The chosen ones, due to their unique energy, instigate an intense reaction in those around them, a mixture of admiration and discomfort, highlighting the duality of the human experience in the face of the extraordinary. It is important to understand that the striking presence of the chosen ones is not a matter of choice, but a reflection of their pure essence, a gift that defies norms and transcends the ordinary. This innate nature sets them on a journey of isolation, not out of desire, but out of necessity, as their search for authentic connections clashes with the superficiality of everyday relationships. However, this solitude is not a void, but a sacred space for growth and self-knowledge. The ancient wisdom that resonates in the chosen ones propels them into a daily spiritual war, where their mere presence transforms the environment, challenging the status quo and inciting authenticity in a world full of falsehoods. This battle, although solitary, is an affirmation of the strength and resilience that characterizes the spirit of the chosen ones, a demonstration that even in isolation, there is immense potential to influence and inspire change. Understanding the journey of the chosen ones requires an appreciation of the complexity of the human being and an acceptance of the uniqueness that defines each one. Solitude, seen in a new light, reveals itself not as a burden, but as fertile ground for the flowering of true essence. It is in the stillness of solitude that the chosen ones find the freedom to explore the depths of their being, connecting with universal energies that transcend the limitations of the material world. The true strength of the chosen ones lies in their ability to transform solitude into a space of power and wisdom. By accepting their unique nature, they become a light guiding others on their journey of self-discovery and transformation. This ability to influence and inspire is a potent reminder of the impact an individual can have, not only on their own path but on society as a whole. The chosen ones play an important role in awakening the collective consciousness, serving as catalysts for spiritual evolution and the search for a more authentic existence. Their stories, marked by loneliness but enriched with depth and authenticity, are a call for everyone to explore the deepest layers of their being, challenging themselves to live with greater purpose and seek connections that reflect the true essence of who we are. In this context, the loneliness of the chosen ones reveals itself not as a punishment, but as a gift, an opportunity to cultivate a deeper connection with oneself and the universe. It is a call to recognize and honor our own eccentricity, understanding that in the silence of our own company, we can find the answers and strength we seek. Here are 7 peculiar reasons why the chosen ones find themselves immersed in solitude, and I'm going to present them to you. The first reason is that the uniqueness of the chosen ones, marked by the intensity of their aura, manifests as raw and pure energy. This presence, which alters environments and social dynamics, is not simply noticed. It is deeply felt by all those who enter their field of influence. The magnitude of this energy not only attracts attention, but also challenges conventional understandings of human interaction. When they enter a space, the chosen ones bring with them an electrifying charge, an energy that transcends the physical and touches the spiritual, provoking a whirlwind of emotions in those they interact with. This power, though it attracts, can also intimidate. It reveals the vastness of the human experience, from the unexplored depths of the soul to the relentless search for genuine connections. This ability to make a profound impact does not come without a cost. The strength of the chosen one's essence, vibrating in tune with the universe, demands from others a degree of vulnerability and openness that is often uncomfortable. This discomfort does not stem from judgment, but from a mirror reflecting inner truths that are often ignored or suppressed. The intense reactions they provoke oscillate between admiration and discomfort. They attract others with the promise of something deeper, while simultaneously confronting them with the intensity of their true essence. This paradox lies at the heart of the loneliness experienced by the chosen ones. They are sought after for the light they emit, yet often kept at a distance by the very strength of that light. The path of the chosen ones is one of deep understanding and acceptance of their nature. By recognizing that their presence is a blessing that carries the weight of responsibility, they learn to navigate the world with a consciousness that balances their light with others' capacity to receive it. It is a delicate balance that seeks not only to illuminate, but also to warm, inviting others to approach with both curiosity and the courage to face their own truths. In this process, the chosen ones become masters, not only of their own energy, but also of the art of cultivating spaces where depth and authenticity are celebrated. They teach us that true connection emerges not from the superficiality of everyday interactions, but from recognizing and accepting the complexity within each of us. The aura of the chosen ones, imbued with ancestral wisdom and the weight of countless narratives, is a luminous force with no shadows to hide behind. Their light, a beacon in the storm of human relationships, serves both to guide and warn those who approach. This energy, deeply felt by those who encounter it, naturally attracts but also unveils hidden layers of being, causing an unexpected emotional avalanche. The presence of such a being transcends simple enlightenment. It penetrates the darkest and deepest layers of our existence, awakening dormant fears and forgotten longings. This deep touch, while a clear demonstration of the magnitude of the chosen one, infuses others with an acute sense of vulnerability. Confronted with their own shadows and desires, many find themselves compelled to retreat, seeking refuge in what is known and safe. Retreating from the aura of the chosen one is not merely a question of physical distance, it is an emotional and spiritual escape. When people encounter the strength and depth reflected by the chosen one, they face a double fear, not only of the unknown but also of the disturbance caused by seeing themselves so clearly reflected. This process forces others to look inward, triggering an internal battle between the desire to get closer and the need to protect themselves from vulnerability. Being in the presence of the chosen one is like embarking on an inner journey, an opportunity to face one's own shadows with the promise of light and understanding. However, the intensity of this invitation is often more than many are prepared to accept, leading them to opt for the security of the familiar, even if it means remaining in the shadows. In this context, the chosen one finds themselves in a unique position. Their essence, though a source of enlightenment and revelation, often places them on a lonely path. The truths their presence exposes and the depths their light reaches are not for everyone. Those who feel drawn to this light but shrink from its warmth reveal the complexity of human nature, the eternal struggle between the desire for growth and the fear of the transformation that growth requires. This involuntary reflection, which serves as a mirror for those who encounter the chosen one, has the power to lay bare the deepest vulnerabilities and fears. Faced with this exposure, many react with a protective instinct, retreating into familiar territory. This behavior arises not from a desire to escape, but from the intensity of the confrontation with their own essence. The presence of the chosen one does not imply intentional domination, but emerges as a genuine expression of their being, whose brilliance can inadvertently lead to loneliness, even when surrounded by many. This paradox of the existence of the chosen ones, where the gift of profoundly touching and transforming becomes the very reason for their isolation, is a complex and intensely felt dynamic. They walk through a world marked by the impressions of those who dared to approach, only to recoil at the magnitude of what was revealed. The light that the chosen ones radiate, although bright and inviting, often illuminates paths of understanding and growth that few feel ready to follow. Thus, what should be the chosen one's greatest gift? Their ability to connect deeply and induce significant transformations, paradoxically becomes their most arduous challenge. They navigate a world thirsty for essence and authenticity, but which hesitates in the face of the intensity of their being. The chosen one's journey, although lonely, resonates with a profound truth about human nature, the longing for connections that transcend the superficial, while simultaneously fearing the unveiling of our own depths. This path, marked by a tireless search for souls willing to uncover true understanding and acceptance, tells us that even in solitude, there is a transforming force. The chosen one, in their essence, invites us to confront our own abysses, offering through their presence the possibility of transcending our limitations and finding deeper meaning in our existence. In this way, the story of the chosen ones becomes a sign for all those who, although fearful of the revealed reflection, recognize the immense value of the journey towards authenticity. They teach us that at the apex of vulnerability and confrontation with our insecurities lies the opportunity for growth and genuine encounter, not only with others, but first and foremost with ourselves. The second reason is that the chosen one's preference for solitude, or the company of a select few, is not a gesture of aversion to crowds, but a response to an acute perception of the dissonance found in collective environments. This dissonance does not stem from the mere physical presence of many, but from the quality of interactions where the depth and authenticity sought by the chosen ones are lost amid superficiality. In larger gatherings, the rich and complex vibrations emanating from the chosen ones, charged with secular wisdom and attuned to the universe, are drowned out, and their essential messages dissipate into the thin air of banal conversations. The chosen ones have a particular need to preserve the integrity of their essence, refusing to dilute it to conform to social expectations that demand adaptability at the expense of authenticity. This preference for solitude or intimate circles reflects a search for a space where their deep insights and energy can flow freely without restrictions. It is only in these environments that they find resonance and true understanding, places where their souls can express themselves fully without the risk of being misinterpreted or diminished by misunderstanding. The vibrational incompatibility that the chosen ones experience in larger gatherings is not just a matter of personal preference, but a reflection of the discrepancy between the depth they carry and the lightness prevalent in such environments. Their attempts to establish true connections are often met with confusion and discomfort, a clear sign that the chosen one's essence is too intense to be fully appreciated or even understood by everyone. This awareness of the disconnection between their frequencies and those of the surrounding environment creates an isolation that is not only physical, but also emotional and spiritual. The chosen one realizes that their words and presence, which aim to transcend the ordinary, are often masked by polite but empty smiles, a smokescreen that hides the real disconnection. The path of solitude, or the preference for select company, is not an escape but a strategic choice that allows the chosen ones to maintain their authenticity. Amid the silence of their own company, or in the presence of kindred souls, they find a refuge for their depth, a sanctuary where essence is not only preserved, but celebrated. The solitude of the chosen ones, more than a physical distance, emerges as a protective structure, a sanctuary to safeguard the truest and deepest essence of their being. This decision, far from being an escape, is an act of conscious preservation, a means of ensuring that their vital energy and spiritual path remain intact and true. They recognize that the precious gift of their presence is best appreciated and respected in spaces where the welcome is total and the honor is genuine. Thus, the chosen ones move through the social environment with careful selection, drawn to places and people that vibrate in harmony with their own vibrational essence. The third reason reveals that the uniqueness of the chosen manifests through a complex interplay of fear and fascination they inevitably evoke in others, outlining a duality that shapes social dynamics around them. This relationship is not superficial, but mirrors the depths of the human psyche when faced with the extraordinary. The chosen one becomes a living paradox, a light that not only illuminates but also dazzles, a mirror whose transparency both reveals and frightens. Their presence, both magnetic and disturbing, transcends mere charisma to touch something deeper, an authenticity and depth that defy the superficiality of ordinary relationships. This aura of paradox surrounding the chosen one acts like a magnet that attracts while also repelling, forcing those around them to confront their own shadows and lights. This duality of attraction and repulsion weaves a complex network of relationships around the chosen one, creating a dynamic that complicates their path with misunderstandings and isolation. In this delicate dance between the desire to get closer and the impulse to protect oneself, the chosen ones reveal themselves as inadvertent masters of the human condition, challenging us to look beyond the superficial and face the depths of our own being. It is this unfathomable depth that exerts a powerful magnetism over people, an invisible connection that draws souls with the promise of profound understanding and communion. However, as individuals draw closer, they are confronted with the overwhelming force of the chosen one's essence, a power so immense that it threatens to shatter the illusions that underpin their existence. The confrontation with the naked truth of their being, mirrored by the gaze of the chosen one, awakens an ancestral fear, the fear of being revealed in their rawest authenticity, of having the depths of their souls laid bare, of facing the shadows they have carefully tried to hide. This deep and intense fear often prevails over the initial fascination, driving a retreat towards the comfort of the known, a place where one can avoid the complexity inherent in such a level of connection. This clash generates an intricate game of social closeness and distance, in which the chosen one is both sought after and avoided, becoming an enigmatic figure both admired and feared. Thus, a loneliness arises that is both imposed and chosen, as the chosen one quickly realizes that the intensity of the connection they desire and provide is too deep to be tolerated by the majority. In this way, the chosen one walks a path of solitude not out of preference but out of unavoidable necessity. They move through a world attracted by their light, yet reticent in the face of the truth it radiates. The fourth reason, vividly outlining the isolation of the chosen ones, lies in the immense challenge they face when trying to establish genuine connections. This challenge does not emerge from a lack of desire for companionship. On the contrary, it stems from the uniqueness of their essence, a depth and intensity so exceptional that they become the signatures of their existence. The chosen ones are entities of unparalleled inner richness, their souls echoing with the wisdom of the ages and truths that transcend the ordinary. Their longing for authentic bonds is, in essence, a desire for reflections that can withstand and reverberate such depth, for hearts that don't recoil before the ardor of their flame but instead are drawn to and willing to receive the luminosity and warmth they emanate. However, connections of this caliber are extraordinarily rare, mirroring the rarity of the chosen ones themselves. This scarcity is not due to chance, but is directly proportional to the unusual gift of vigor, authenticity, and depth that characterizes them. To interact with a chosen one on such an intimate and profound level requires a readiness for a connection filled with vulnerability, courage, and the will to navigate the unknown intimacies of the soul. For many, despite the initial attraction, the magnitude of this journey proves extremely intimidating. Facing the powerful presence of the chosen one, although a sign of hope and enlightenment, ends up revealing the shadows that many would prefer to keep hidden, prompting a retreat into the comfort of more superficial and less demanding ties. In this context, the trajectory of the chosen ones is marked by a constant and often lonely search for souls who can truly understand and share the magnitude of their essence. This search reflects a bittersweet duality. The light they seek to share is the same light that paradoxically expands the empty space around them. It is a solitude not chosen on a whim but imposed by their search for connections that transcend the ordinary, illuminating both the beauty and the hidden depths of the human experience. The challenge of finding truly understanding relationships places the chosen ones at an intense emotional crossroads, swinging between the desire for deep connections and resignation to the loneliness demanded by their own intensity. This solitude manifests as both refuge and prison, serving as an oasis of peace in the face of the incomprehensibility of the outside world, while resonating with the silence of depths that remain unexplored and unshared. Thus, the chosen ones emerge as guardians of a solitude considered sacred, sentinels of an understanding so profound that it escapes the capacity of many to recognize, let alone reciprocate. However, it is precisely within this challenge that the true essence of the chosen one's journey is discovered. When they do happen upon rare encounters with kindred souls, these connections are transformative, forged in the warmth of mutually shared understanding and depth, displaying a resilience capable of withstanding life's diverse adversities. These scarce yet luminous connections reaffirm the chosen one's journey, demonstrating that even in a world often dominated by superficiality, there are those willing to face the depths together, accepting and celebrating the fullness of the chosen one's essence in all its magnificent and sometimes intimidating beauty. In this way, the existence of the chosen ones is revealed not only as a solitary journey, but as an invitation to a deeper understanding of what unites all beings. They remind us that despite the apparent predominance of the superficial, the search for true and profound connections is a flame that burns in the hearts of all who dare to look beyond the veil of everyday existence. The fifth reason, highlighting the solitary trajectory of the chosen ones, is deeply intertwined with the concept of spiritual warfare, an arena where invisible conflicts unfold with consequences that transcend our worldly understanding. This battle is not fought with conventional weaponry, but through the powerful forces of authenticity, integrity, and truth, essential virtues that the chosen ones carry in their essence. Their influence in any environment is not limited to simply filling it, but to radically transforming it, serving as catalysts for a profound spiritual alchemy that converts falsehood into truth and darkness into light. The exposure of these hidden truths is, by its nature, disconcerting, forcing a direct confrontation with aspects of ourselves that we would prefer to keep hidden, not only from others but also from our own self-analysis. The reaction to such a confrontation varies between flight and, in some instances, direct confrontation. As long as people feel threatened by the disintegration of their artificial personas, spiritual warfare becomes a daily aspect of the chosen one's existence, with their mere presence constituting a challenge to people's carefully constructed reputations. In this way, the chosen ones face the paradoxical reality of being agents of transformation in a world that, although in need of real change, often resists it. Their journey, marked by solitude, is not only a path of isolation, but also a testimony to their mission as bearers of the light of truth, challengers of superficiality, and messengers of a more authentic and profound existence. The chosen ones become inadvertent warriors for the truth, wearing armor forged by the indestructible solidity of their convictions and wielding the deep and firm knowledge of their purpose as a shield. This spiritual battle, although noble, demands its toll, often leaving the chosen ones isolated on the battlefield, facing incomprehension from those they aspire to free from the bonds of falsehood. The confrontation and flight that come their way are not just superficial responses to their presence, but reflect the disruptive impact of their essence on the fragile foundations of existences built on illusions. Thus, the chosen ones navigate a complex path where their role as agents of profound change brings them both reverence and resistance. Their solitude is not a mere consequence of their uniqueness, but a necessary condition for their mission, providing the space and strength required to engage in the relentless battle for truth and authenticity in a world often cloaked in superficiality and pretense. The sixth reason defining the unique path of the chosen ones is their profound mismatch with social norms and expectations. These individuals, creators of their own universes, live by their own values and worldviews, carving out existences that diverge from the conventional. This misalignment is not a simple personal preference, but an essential need, a response to the inner call for a life rooted in truth and authenticity. Chosen ones are, by nature, questioning entities programmed to challenge and push the boundaries of the ordinary, often finding themselves at odds with prevailing cultural norms. In typical social environments, where dialogue rarely delves into the depths of being, the chosen ones face a void, an absence of support for their reflections and deep convictions. Everyday discourse, saturated with superficiality and materialism, fails to nourish souls searching for deeper meaning and true connection with life's essence. This dissonance is not just an intellectual mismatch, but manifests as a palpable incompatibility, generating strong unease when they try to conform to others' expectations. Attempting to adapt is like a giant trying to fit into a doll's house. No matter how hard they try, adaptation is impossible, and discomfort is inevitable. Confronted with this reality, chosen ones naturally seek refuge in solitude, or within restricted circles of kindred spirits who, like them, have dared to see beyond the veil of social conventions. This path, although solitary, is not a choice of isolation, but an authentic response to the contrast between their essence and the world around them. It reflects a journey of fidelity to oneself, an unwavering commitment to truth and authenticity that defines their existence. The chosen ones not only challenge established norms, but also illuminate alternative paths for those who yearn for a life beyond the superficial, a life full of meaning and depth. In the spaces they choose to inhabit, they find the freedom to navigate and manifest the fullness of their being, far from judgmental gazes or incomprehension. These are domains where conversations reach unfathomable depths, environments where authenticity is the most valuable currency, and where the soul is nourished with a rich banquet of philosophical reflections, spiritual explorations, and a tireless search for the essence of truth. By choosing to live in alignment with their innermost truths, rather than conforming to external expectations, the chosen ones demonstrate unparalleled courage, becoming an inspiration to those who share the same desire for depth, but fear venturing into the unknown. Their journey is living proof of the inestimable value of authenticity, serving as a powerful reminder that true belonging is discovered not by conforming to the world around us, but by deeply respecting the universe that resides within us. The seventh reason that motivates the chosen one's preference for solitude and selective company stems from their indomitable drive towards a higher purpose. This call, far from being a mere whisper, is an intense summons that inhabits their very soul, propelling them towards a destiny beyond ordinary existence. It is a vocation charged with the gravity of the soul's destiny, demanding a fervent commitment to self-analysis, meditation, and the continuous improvement of their unique abilities and understanding. For the chosen ones, this call to a higher mission is as vital as breathing, an inseparable aspect of their essence that cannot be ignored or neglected. Faced with such a divine summons, the noise and triviality of mass gatherings as well as the banality of everyday exchanges are perceived not only as uninteresting, but fundamentally contrary to their introspective and meaningful path. Engaging in activities or dialogues that don't resonate with their purpose is seen as a real waste of time and energy, precious resources that should be directed towards endeavors reflecting their spiritual and existential aspirations. Naturally, they distance themselves from the noise and bustle of traditional social life, seeking refuge in the serenity and clarity that only solitude can provide. This solitude, far from being an escape, is a deliberate decision, a fertile ground where the chosen ones nurture their inner world, explore the vastness of their own soul, and establish a deep connection with the universal forces guiding their existence. In this contemplative silence and introspection, they achieve revelations, hone their skills, and strengthen their commitment to fulfilling their destiny. The chosen ones recognize that to answer this high calling, they must have the courage to disengage from the collective, opting for a life on the margins of common social life where their true essence can resonate without interference. Living on this threshold, where the voices of destiny become more audible, they dedicate themselves to an existence marked by authenticity and the incessant search for a purpose that transcends the mundane. This trajectory, though permeated by loneliness, unfolds as a journey of profound self-discovery and personal growth, providing the opportunity to immerse oneself in the innermost essences of being and re-emerge with a more consolidated and strengthened perception of the self. Following this path requires strategies to alleviate the discomforts of isolation and exalt their unique characteristics. An essential tactic is developing self-acceptance, a conscious exercise in recognizing and appreciating individual qualities. This invites an introspective immersion where the chosen ones learn to listen to the whispers of their souls, understanding that their vibrant energy and depth are gifts, not obstacles. Through practices like meditation, creative activities, reflective writing, or various forms of artistic expression, they explore their inner universe, discovering serenity and the genuineness of their existence. The serenity that comes from self-acceptance becomes a refuge, a flow of strength that allows interaction with the outside world without losing themselves. Parallel to this journey of self-acceptance is the search for connections with other beings or communities that share similar visions and sensibilities. Despite the scarcity of ties capable of supporting the magnitude of their presence, there are kindred souls, others driven by the same impulse for depth and authenticity, yearning to share experiences and truths with equal intensity. Discovering such individuals or communities requires patience and openness to explore beyond traditional social circles, in search of spaces where spirituality, creativity, and in-depth philosophical debates are not only welcomed, but valued. Environments like interest groups, virtual forums, workshops, and meetings focused on mutual interest can foster these connections, providing a sense of welcome and understanding, often lacking in everyday interactions. Furthermore, the chosen ones can transform their isolation into a period of unprecedented creativity and spiritual evolution, delving into practices that ennoble their inner universe and broaden their cosmic perception. Through art, writing, or spiritual research, they channel their powerful energy and acute perceptions into works that inspire and promote healing in others, turning their retreat into a valuable contribution. By accepting their uniqueness in the face of isolation, the chosen ones embark on a transformative journey where their distinctions emerge as pillars of strength. This journey, marked by both courage and vulnerability, culminates in the recognition that their solitude holds the key to truly meaningful connections with the outside world and their own essence. This revelation, when fully embraced, illuminates the path to a future where individuality is not only accepted but exalted, allowing them to find their true community through the full radiance of their light. The relevance of the chosen ones to society transcends mere appreciation. They are the trailblazers, visionaries, and guardians of essence and sincerity. Their journey, though fraught with adversity, holds the promise of substantial transformations both individually and collectively. As we conclude this reflection, it's crucial to emphasize how fundamental self-discovery and acceptance are for the chosen ones. Embarking on the journey of recognizing and celebrating their distinction is not merely a personal achievement, but a significant contribution to the whole, inspiring others to delve into their own essences. We invite those who identify with this journey to share their experiences in the comments. Sharing these stories not only sheds light on our paths, but also serves as a guide for others searching for depth and authenticity in a world often marked by superficiality. Each person's narrative is a testament to our interconnectedness by the invisible bonds of our shared human condition. Each individual, in their own way, is a chosen one engaged in exploring their identity. We celebrate these stories because they offer relief, reflection, and the energy needed to continue together in this endeavor towards a more integral understanding and broader acceptance of ourselves and others. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you find the tips and insights inspiring. Remember, what you give out, you get back. Let's attract together the best that life has to offer. See you next time.